It was day 3 of the Nevada BDR, and the weather was a bit cold after a light rainfall through the night. On top of that, the forecast was for yet more winds. Camp was slow to awaken. Those warm sleeping bags were mighty comfortable. But there was no hurry. We'd allocated up to 6 days to complete the trip to Tonopah. Since we had plenty of time today, I asked Matthew and Alex to tell me a little bit about each of their rigs.
So I drive a 2010 two-door Jeep Wrangler Sahara with the mighty 3.8-liter V6. On the outside, I have steel bumpers front and rear with a 10,500-pound waterproof winch up front. My winch and rear bumper are from Tough Stuff. The wheels and tires are from a Rubicon, as are the rock sliders. One of the first mods I did was the Garvin roof rack. I also have the Garvin tailgate rack for my cooler, and I love both of them and can't say enough about Garvin. Of course, I have the AEV snorkel. I have the ARB awning with the deluxe rooms. Installed an airbag suspension in the rear. I have KC driving lights and KC floodlight. And lastly, I have the TerraFlex quick disconnect sway bar disconnects up front. My favorite modification inside is probably the Pioneer system that adds Apple CarPlay to my Jeep. It's great for using Gaia GPS. I also have what I call the attic. Basically, I took a cargo net that's supposed to go in the back of a pickup truck and attached it to my roll bars above the back seat. Out on this trip, for the first time, I brought along a small little expedition trailer. It's a trailer from Tough Stuff. Right now it's just set up to haul cargo. I paired that with a Max coupler and it tracked really nicely behind the Jeep.
My wife Adrienne and I bought my 2020 Gladiator Rubicon as a retirement gift upon completing 20 years of service in the Air Force. Starting from the front is an Arcus bumper holding a Xeon 10S winch and a set of rigid running lights. To power this and the rest of my electrical goodies is a Genesis dual battery kit with a G-screen mounted in the cab. Cab upgrades also include a spiderweb shade and a Cobra 75 for communication. Moving to the back is a Rebel off-road half-height bed rack holding a Tepui Atuna tent, rotor packs for fuel, water, and storage, as well as a high lift and shovel. Auxiliary lighting for camp is a few Bluetooth-controlled spot and floodlights. Rounding up things of note is an ARB Elements fridge, as well as an ARB twin compressor for onboard air. For those curious, the patches on the tailgate are all of my old units except for the one with the black ribbon, which I have displayed to honor an old friend and fallen comrade.
Right now we are over here next to the Pahrump Valley Wilderness on the Nevada side of the border, just south of Pahrump. Today we can easily make it to Pahrump. We might consider airing up. I don't know how fast we're going to be going in town. Probably just be lazy and stay aired down and stay at 40 or below. But once we get to the other side of Pahrump, we're going to be going into the Ash Meadows National Wildlife Refuge.
Alright, it's day 3 on the Nevada Backcountry Discovery Route. We are actually off trail just a little bit right now. We pulled off trail last night so that we could find a spot to camp. It is gorgeous out here. You can see Mount Charleston there to the left in the distance, covered in clouds. We got some rain last night. Charleston got a lot of snow. Alright, we are officially back on the trail. Alright, so that rain last night didn't tamp down the dust too much. All right, babies, you want to say good morning to the GoPro?
Good morning, GoPro. It's dusty. I can't see.
Sorry, Mark, I can't see the trail. Had to stop.
I can't see.
No.
Bouncy and sandy, so be careful.
Oh, gosh, that hurt.
Sorry, Mark, I can't see the trail. Had to stop. It's bouncy and sandy, so be careful. Whoa! I'm going straight here.
Back on pavement here. Oh, the pavement's more dangerous than the trail.
Looks like there's some kind of doors down there into a cave. And a little gate there. Actually a popular road. So this is right here. It says it's from Cahoe, Nevada's last renegade Indian. He survived alone.
Got her in 4 low here, Mark. I got 2 kids asleep in the back, so try not to rock them too much for a sec.
Yeah, I'm in 4 low too.
Well, Mark just discovered that he left a lens cover on the windshield mounted GoPro. So I got a lot of great audio recorded, but no video.
Yeah, that's good. So we'll have the departure, and we'll still have footage along the route, and I do have something to include you, so it'll work.
Got a vehicle coming on the right, so keep an eye for that. Marks across. So on the right we have the Spring Mountains. Those are the mountains closest to Las Vegas that have opportunities for skiing. There's also awesome off-roading paths all the way up there. And it's also home of Red Rock Canyon.
My daughter went there to the during the big climbing festival they do each year.
If either of you want to visit Red Rock though, the loop for the drive is now on a lotto basis, so you might have to look into it in advance. Hard left bounce.
Does that look like we're coming up on a rump up there?
Yep.
I hate when people go inside and leave their vehicle parked.
I hate that too. I'm unfortunately just going to have to post up behind this red car.
are gassed up and headed out of Pahrump. We did 105 miles from our previous gas stop. That was in what, Searchlight.
All right, we just turned off pavement out of Pahrump, pulling into Stewart Valley.
By the way, Matthew, I did look up Tejo, which is sometimes spelled Q-U-E-J-O, and he was a renegade Indian in Nevada's first mass murder. He just killed everybody left and right, according to some legends.
Yeah, he was an outcast even from the tribes because he was believed to be a half-breed with a Mexican parent.
Well, they found his mummified body down by the Colorado River, but eventually somebody bought it and it got buried where we were at.
I believe it was the lawman that was looking for him that bought his remains.
I think you're right.
Wow, that is very interesting history. Slow down and pull over. I have to feed these two monkeys.
So if you look over here where the camera's pointed, do you see the sedimentary layers? The layers that the earth is in? And if you look over here just to the right a little bit more, you notice they're not flat anymore. They're going up at a little bit of an angle. And if you go over to the right even more, you notice they're going up at a really steep angle. It's kind of interesting the way you got that uplift there, isn't it? Yeah, this one over here on the right, this looks almost straight up.
I wonder what the elevation is on that mountain.
Look at, you know, that looks like it'd be a pretty good challenge to climb because I don't see any easy way up that.
I was just thinking the same thing myself. I wonder how high up you would be. It looks incredible.
I'll look at my topo map and see if it's got a name.
So we're really going about 40, but for whatever reason my GPS thinks I'm only going 4 miles an hour right now. So that might be messing with our average, but average is around 14 it looks like.
So Alex noticed that a shock had lost a bolt on Matthew's trailer. I've got a hardware package here and we're looking through to see if maybe we got some miscellaneous we can put in this hole.
Which one do you want?
I'll take this side.
Alright, I got it. Maybe. Alright, well, we just had to make a quick unscheduled stop. One of the shock mount bolts on the trailer backed out and came off. Luckily, we were able to steal a bolt and a couple of washers from a D-ring mount and get that shock remounted.
We took a short side trip to Ash Meadows National Wildlife Refuge, which is the largest oasis in the Mojave Desert. We also knew the visitor center was closed because of the pandemic, but we're hopeful that the restrooms would be open.
Tornado out there?
That looks like it's smoking.
Yes, that looks like smoke. That's a little, it's called a dust devil.
The kids are really excited about this, by the way.
All right, we have arrived at the Crystal Marsh Reservoir.
Boy, look at the color of that water. It's just so different. Almost like the glacial streams in Alaska.
A lot of water off to the right there too. And a lot more normal looking.
There is a sign that says visitor center is closed, so that's confirmed. Now, whether or not bathrooms are open, that'll be a different question.
Is this a real lizard?
Sure is. He might bite you.
Lizards don't bite.
Oh, here's Devil's Hole. Does anybody want to see what that is?
Sure.
You guys.
92-degree water.
So what we can see right there, that water began its journey over 8,000 years ago as glacier meltwater from the last ice age. And they say that that is connected to a large cave system over 500 feet deep to an unknown extent. All right, we are leaving Devil's Hole, which was an absolutely awesome, unexpected stop. So there's this cave full of pupfish, and you can see a little part of the water that bubbles up. That's incredible.
Armagosa Flat.
Interesting area.
Look at these rock formations on the right on top of the little knob.
Those are fun.
All right, so off in the distance there we see what's affectionately referred to as Big Dune. I don't remember the official name.
I love those volcanic mounds.
Yeah, those are neat.
We are just pulling off somewhere. We're trying to find maybe a good spot to go camp.
This has obviously been cleared as a trail because there are rocks bordering both sides.
I'm going to keep following you. This is fun.
Well, I'm pretty much at the end of it. Maybe not, but I think I'm going to call it the end.
You coming back this way?
I'm coming back that way. Go ahead and go and check out those couple of spots we passed and see if there's a place we can camp.
Copy. Hey, I'll be fine right here.
Okay. Today's arrival to set up camp was late in the day, and that was exacerbated by the mountains to the west, which blocked the sun a good hour earlier than normal. Since it was a cold evening, everyone was okay with calling it an early one. But that didn't mean we didn't have a great day filled with wonderful memories, and there were still more to go.
And then you're doing the same thing back down.
I saw it check again.
I almost turned around because I was so little.
Oh yeah.
Henry, check his eyes, please. Took him.
That's
What is that? 10? What is that? American Cafe.
it's not that it was hard, it's just the angle's weird.
I
If you
know.
do it just wrong,
Mom takes me,
you have to
make,
get
Mom make me smile. Denver, Henry, blonde hair,
but some other Jeeps
running the world girls.
you're gonna turn around, so I was like, hey, mind if I follow you guys?
Mouth, socks,
Copper case is 6.
smelly, socks,
Oh really?
rocks,
That goes to like the top,
socks,
but
rocks,
the Silverado again.
mountains.
It's really funny. They know that, like, after maybe 2-3 minutes, they need to whisper to me, Daddy, the GoPro's still on.
I need a reminder like that.
They're good for those sorts of things.